ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজটা আমাদের দেশে একুয়ার করা কি আসলে স্যার সম্ভব? আমাদের যে মানে সোশ্যাল স্ট্রাকচার, যে বিভিন্ন সোসাইটির বিভিন্ন লেভেল থেকে স্টুডেন্ট আসে স্কুল
Well,
লেভেলে,
so
কলেজ
okay,
লেভেলে।
good question. I missed one point. So I was focusing on listening, the importance of listening, the significance of listening. Very important. Okay, for three things: good pronunciation, a clear pronunciation. Then some other nuances, subtleties like stress. Suppose if I listen to someone saying, "Oh, he's a famous poet," then I feel like saying, "Oh, he's a." Suppose I learned with my teachers at the university, college, or school. Also, I learned with my father. Okay, my father was a bit good at English. He's my mentor. As my daughter, who is studying at medical college, my son is in HSC level. Okay, so I try to share my knowledge with them, as my father used to share his with me. We should share our knowledge or experience with our family members first, properly. Okay, then if we see that they're impressed, or they're keeping, or they're pursuing the knowledge, learning with us, we will be confident that yes, some other people will also learn with us. The family charity begins at home, not charity when you're breathing. So fine, family members can learn or share their experiences. So I was focusing on listening, fine, for stress, for intonation, all right. Yes, someone posted, okay, from English department. So stress is a big factor, you see. Suppose when you talk to the English speaking people, if you say this is a table, many of them will be unable to understand. Do you agree or disagree?
Thank you, sir. I
I
agree.
agree. But in our country, you see, we say, why? What's wrong if I say this is a table? So table, you see, two syllables, unstressed, T and bo. So we must understand or learn this stress. Okay, T stress syllable, bo unstressed. Okay. So with even in the dictionary, you see now online. In my research, I have shown now Google, Uncle Google can change the complexion of our learning. In my research, yes, I have learned a lot with these sources, okay, with this masterly, scholarly, brilliant, knowledgeable experts, you see, very nice. So now a lot of materials are available online. Look, I'm saying available, but we sometimes mispronounce, we say available. Or I'm
Available.
saying mispronounce, I'm using the prefix mispronounce, okay? But our students, look, I was checking the scripts, answer scripts, and last night even, I won't say which year. So some students, you see, made some mistakes. But I was also impressed to see some students performed wonderfully, beautiful. I learned a lot of novel things, new things with the writers. But some, yes, had some gross mistakes. You see, I jotted down. Suppose when you are listening, if I say, I tell my student, I make fun with them. I say, jot down. All my students know the phrase. I
আচ্ছা, আচ্ছা।
popularized this phrase in Bangladesh, like jot down. My students say, sir, hey, jot down. They tell their friends, and
হুম।
some students make fun. Actually, my target is to teach. So whether they make fun, or if they learn through fun, and that's the best learning, without pressure. There is stress. So fine. So through listening, we can pick up vocabulary. Vocabulary, we can learn so many things. Vocabulary words. Okay, much vocabulary, many vocabulary words, fine. Then we can learn pronunciation, stress, even intonation. Intonation is, we are unaware of these things sometimes. Well, same thing you see if you say, excuse me, you're apologizing. Same phrase, excuse me. In Bangla, we say, dekhi, dekhi. So you see the intonation. So from low intonation, this. And if you say, excuse me, you see, AJ bhai, AJ. So same phrase can have different connotations. Well, so denotation and connotation, the word meaning, and yes, the beyond word meaning. So from listening, we can master, we can pick up, we can learn a lot of basic components of language, basic, fundamental. Okay. Well, so then, well, now some people say, I listen to BBC, CNN. or Al Jazeera movies, commentaries. But sir, sometimes I can't understand everything. You don't need to understand everything. Just try to understand the stressed ones. The important words are stressed. Less important words aren't. All right. So you see the key point. Just listen to them, and with the passage of time, gradually, bit by bit or by degrees, you'll discover you are able to understand. So, well, so you're listening and then you have to practice speaking. Now I'm coming to the second skill. So first one is listening, but unfortunately, our books, I criticized bitterly the book writers in my research paper, my thesis. Book writers, CDs should be there, and listening materials must be there. Then speaking, yes. Even it should be ebook, ebook,
Ebook.
audio, visual materials, ebook, audio, visual. And our Honorable Prime Minister, even the worthy daughter of our father of the nation, is categorically focusing on quality education. But quality teaching is a must. I'm very shocked, sorry to say, our English books at the HSC level, my focus was at HSC, is not properly written. And I talked to almost the key book writers, Shahidullah Bhai, Professor Shahidullah from Rajshahi University. He's one of the writers. I talked to him. Also, we worked together for our teaching community. I was the General Secretary of Teachers Association. And then Professor Shahidullah was from Rajshahi University, who was on the committee. So we worked to enhance the quality of education. He also agreed with me. He's a very scholarly one. Book writers, well, they're very brilliant. Now HSC book is good. Some very bright English professors are involved. But from linguistic point of view, it's not properly designed. And a lot of provisions, scopes are there to improve. And we are showing how to improve. In my research also, I have shown, for example, you are focusing on listening and speaking. Well, unfortunately, these are not included in exam. So we say wash back impact, you see. Some people say backwash. When it's not included in the exam, students and teachers won't focus on this because utilitarian view, utility is a big factor. Francis Bacon is very important. So when you have the utility importance, suppose people say necessity knows no law. Necessity is the mother of invention. Well, unfortunately now people, almost all students learn to do bright results in the exam, not to be brilliant in the true sense of the term. Some students are there, but most of them. So listening and speaking are excluded, and they are jubilant. Well, I won't learn. But when you are weak in listening, you are weak in speaking. When you are weak in speaking, you are weak in reading. When you are weak in reading, you are not voracious reader, extensive readers, intensive reading, and we focused on this, then you are unable to write properly. So all four skills constitute one language. Am I clear? This is
Yes.
our problem, so in Bangladesh. But when we attended the training session or abroad with the British Council program, we also had micro teaching experience over there. They liked it. But we had some problems sometimes. Our teachers or students are not very good speakers of English. Why? Because we are not very, good listeners to English speaking people. So we must develop the habit, even every day, we have to listen to, we must listen to, we ought to listen to, we should listen to the English speakers and correct English speakers, mainly native speakers, essentially, quintessentially native speakers, then the scholarly, brilliant, bright, pure impressive speakers of our country who are who have attained the mastery or efficiency, dexterity, skill, almost like the native speakers. We say near native like, okay, near native. So two people are very important, native speakers and near native who are really able to or capable of speaking correctly. So maintaining all four things, you see, grammatical competence, socio-linguistic, strategic, even discoursal. So and books should be properly designed with listening materials. Without designing it this way, it's quite impossible. Impossible, 100% sure. So I'm saying sure because I know it, and we pronounce like sure. You see, very common word. But did you see anyone pronouncing? Well, sometimes our ears betray. We don't develop our ears properly, improve our listening. They are pronouncing correctly. Some people say, "Sir, why?" They are also mispronouncing. No, look, I'm saying no. They are saying no, but I'm listening no. It's
No.
diphthong sound. And yes, many teachers, even regarding speaking, we can say, in listening, in my research, what we miss, important. You can jot down the point. The list I'm telling the students mainly. Connected speeches are problematic. Connected speeches. In Jax Richards, you'll see nice books are there. He says, suppose watch a suppose you are saying, what are you doing? What you doing? What you doing? So almost it sounds like what you doing. You see in Jax's phonetic symbols that they are like, what you doing? What are you doing? Or if you say 10 men came here, when you connect there, 10 men came here, 10 men. So 10 men, 10 men, 10 men becomes 10 men. 2020, you see? 2020. But we're pronouncing 2020. No, native speakers. Well, I'll listen to native speakers to yes understand how they speak, but I won't blindly follow them when I speak. Look, I'm not speaking as yes our British Council directors do, as the English speakers do, because their vocal cords, their yes is their mother tongue, quite different. They have their approach, but or listen to them to pick up the basics, fundamentals of language. Look, I'm saying connected speech. We are very weak in this. We are unable to understand. We have many words, In my research, also, I have shown, use a nitrate. Nitrate. What's the nitrate of this hotel? And it sounds like nitrate. Nitrate.
Right.
Nitrate. So very interesting. Unfortunately, in Bangladesh, you see, with profound, deep respect, I'm saying, great respect for our scholarly people. Language teaching, English language teaching, learning is experiencing a lot of problems because the teachers sometimes are not quite aware of all these things. And teachers must do some research. We have done very bright results in the exam. We secured the position first, second, third. This it doesn't mean that we have learned everything. We become very complacent. We think, no, I don't need to learn anything. But teachers have to keep learning all through their life. You see, every night you see at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, our family members ask, "You were bright students. Why do you learn for long hours?" And we say, "No, bright students can't make bright teachers. We must learn." And this is foreign language. And also another thing, another problem, big problem. Uh, we are not good readers of literature. This is also important. Literature, listening fine, speaking fine, okay, then reading. Our Mr. Mark, he always focuses on his reading, extensive and intensive reading. You have to read a lot, even around 200 words per minute. Okay, word per minute, WPM. Yes, quick reading. We have to learn. Our professor, you see, our senior professors, they always told we couldn't understand our student life. Only reading very slowly, gradually you have to speed up. You have to learn quick reading, you see. And you can, yes, when you read, we can, I'll focus on speaking also. Yes, you have to focus on, yes, skimming, scanning, okay? You are reading for the gist, okay? Scanning, you're skimming, you are just, okay, having the key uh, aspects, points. But whenever you go for the complete idea, so skimming, scanning, we have to understand, okay? Because we are not reading everything for same purpose, different purposes are to be served, all right? So reading is of paramount importance, huge importance, enormous importance. Suppose I'm using three synonyms in enormous importance, huge importance, paramount. This is from reading. Reading is very, very important. Unfortunately, the yes products of this what say this high tech age, highly technological, you see, are reluctant to study much. Yes. And someone recently, someone wrote, I forgot the name. Our generations, young generations, are very bright. I see my daughter, my son. Well, but we are more studious than them. They are brilliant. They're technically so sound. My son helps, you see, so sound there. Well, but they're less studious. Without being what extensive readers, intensive readers, yes, you can't master anything. We have to learn. We must learn every day for an hour, for 2 hours, 3 hours. We have to read. You know, without reading, even one Japanese professor I quoted from a research journal, one Japanese professor says, Only by reading extensively, intensively, one can be brilliant." We say, "Hey, I'm brilliant students. I don't need to study more." You see, from my class one, well, we are not very bright teachers, but we are brilliant students. We did bright results. We tried to study. Even our senior professors, if you ask Professor Sohail Majid Islam, our Professor Billah, Professor Masood Mohd, Professor Chaudhry Mohd Ali, you see, these people will say, our teachers, they will say they're voracious readers, extensive readers, very good readers. So experienced people means what? Not passing some time. They passed longer period of time. No, they studied, they read. So reading is very important, and then yes, writing is also important. And yes, mainly we don't know how to go for a discourse. We can write one, two, three grammar only, discrete point grammar. No, sometimes discrete point grammar. Yes, I have kept something with me. You see, I've written the corrections. You see the page. You see, I've written all this corrections. You
Mm.
know, even look, someone wrote, "We are deprived from." King Lear was deprived from, yes,
Um,
the affection or respect of the from the daughters. So because they are not good readers, they forgot the preposition is deprived of. Then teachers should remember. I am a teacher's trainer sometimes. I go to different institutions sometimes. We tell the teachers, don't teach them in a robotic manner, deprive of, without context, without some chunk. Don't teach anything, please. And people can't learn. Human brain, human brain functions properly when you try to pick up a chunk of language. Well, you see, our women are deprived of their fundamental rights. And that's why society experiences a lot of hurdles, problems, impediments. So the more you get emotionally involved, and when you are emotionally involved, when you go for chunk, discourse, not one sentence, not one discrete point grammar. No. So this is very important. And well, after learning it, we learn for exam. If you tell our students, I know, deprive of, fine, you say deprive of. Well, phrase, then go for sentences. Our women are deprived of their basic rights. Then go for cohesion. So they suffer a lot. Then go for coherence. That's why the developed countries are clearly ahead, because they respect their yes, all the members equally, both male and female. So you are focusing on the discrete point grammar, fine. Then you are connecting the sentences. You are presenting logically. So all these things are equally important. You never can you exclude a single aspect. Suppose I'm saying never can you exclude. Look, I've started the sentence with negative, you see, adverbial never. I'm using never can you exclude. Okay. So new item, suppose you're saying never can you exclude, then you can use. Now you have to use. Yes, another important aspect, you're listening and instantly, if you get a chance, you have to speak. Speak with your friends, speak with your family members, teachers, students. Make mistakes, enjoy making mistakes. All right. I even at Dhaka University, while I was on the committee with the foreigners, Professor Fakhrul Alam, Dr. Very scholarly professor. Professor was there when I was saying, say, uh, Wrong English is better than no English. And he was first he couldn't catch me, understand me. Sir says, "What, Shukanto?" I say, "Sir, because the beginners should start with mistakes." When our linguists also say, "Make mistakes, no problem, but informally, informal situation, then you will be correct." Look, now I'm speaking. I don't know how much I'm correct, but I'm sure, I'm confident that in most cases, although it's our foreign language, not second language even, I'm sure, I'm confident that yes, we are not that wrong, that incorrect, okay, that inappropriate. Look, I'm not saying unappropriate, inappropriate. So learn with better people, scholarly people, and with better sources, reliable sources, not guidebooks. Guides will misguide you. Our students, I appeal to our students, don't learn with this man. What he has written the book. Why I say read the TOEFL, Cliff's TOEFL book, Baron's TOEFL book. Wonderful, you see. Simple book, 50 taka book, you see. It costs just 60 taka. Okay, so worth reading is really because native writers, native speakers have written, and also scholarly native speakers. Unfortunately, in Bangladesh, you see, many people, without doing much research, extensive research, they become book writers. Another problem, you know. So even I wrote a grammar book when I joined the government college. I qualified my first BCS education. Okay, then I
আপনি
wrote a
স্যার
book. Then I, then I had a guilty
12
feeling.
তাই না স্যার? আপনি স্যার
14th,
12th হয়েছিলেন।
yeah, I
14
stood
বিসিএসসি
12th in my
12
14th.
সারা
Right,
বাংলাদেশে।
right. Then 18 BCS I qualified admin cadre. Okay, I stood 85th. Well, it's very simple. Our students do better than us. Very good. But then, you know, I had a guilty feeling. Hey, why did I write that book? Because I was not that good at English that time. Look, I could say good in English, our people say, but I was not good at English because I didn't do much research that time. But later, when I did some research, I felt like, yes, we're writing something. Now we compose, we contribute, or we write some articles or a dissertation, some theses, okay, articles. Well, so when you become a researcher, then you should be a writer. Without doing research, you know, we should not be a writer. You see, our book writer.